Q, video number 1, How to Create a Cartoon Logo by Curtis D. Tucker, that sneaker-wearing entrepreneurial cartoonist internet guy. Filmed by Curtis Tucker. Starring Curtis Tucker. Graphics by Curtis Tucker. Everything else by Curtis Tucker. Hi guys, it's Curtis. I'm getting ready to do a video series to show you guys how to create a cartoon logo. And this is video number 1. I'm going to try to keep them all under 10 minutes and give you guys a guide. This is an example of what I'm going to teach you guys how to create. This is a design for a local barbecue competition that goes on in our hometown, and this is in a local magazine. So anyway, let's get started. Video number 1. What do you need to create a cartoon logo? The first thing you need is an awesome drawing table like mine. If you can see, this is my drawing table, and it is a slash computer table because you also need a computer. So drawing table, computer, and something every cartoonist cannot live without is a light table. I have converted my drawing table into a computer table as well. I attached this sliding cool little thing here for my keyboard and mouse. And that's really what you need to get started. You also probably need a scanner, and my handy dandy scanner is just right over there next to my old Macintosh. So anyway, to get started, what you probably want to do to get your business started is create your own website. This is my website. You've probably been to it, Cartoons.com. I purchased it and built it in 1999, so I've been online for a while. Once you get your website built, I would suggest using WordPress. Get your own domain name, get some hosting, get your website online, and get some of your portfolio material on there. People want to know how well you can draw and that you can draw. So this is my website. After you do that, decide on how much you're going to charge people. You might put a little information about that, your prices, and then get you a quote form. The quote forms are pretty easy to add to the website. Some themes actually come with the website. Anyway, that's stuff you will learn on web design and WordPress, and I'll teach you guys some of that later, but for this first video I'm just going to show you the basics of how to get started with a cartoon logo. So once you get your website done and your quote form on there, what you're going to do is you're going to get some customers that are going to email you and ask you for a quote. And once you receive those emails, what you do is you figure out what you think it's going to cost you to get the cartoon done. Email back and ask the person to pay you 50% down, which 50% deposit with PayPal is what I require. Once I have the 50% deposit, I add that customer to my project list. And there's another one of my Macs over there with this cute little hard drive. So anyway, what I do is after I've got the project booked and on the schedule and I get to it, I whip out my high quality copy paper. This is actually what I draw on, just regular everyday copy paper, printing paper. I use a mechanical pencil from Staples. They don't cost very much. They click, click, click. Once the lead is out, I usually throw them away. I have my handy dandy eraser, which as it gets shorter you just click it, click, 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 click it up, and it gets longer. So really 3 things to get me started: paper, pencil, eraser, and then my handy dandy trusty drawing light table. So what I do first is I normally start sketching, as most cartoonists do. I've got I've got some legs and some arms and some heads and all body parts here, and I kind of sketch out what I want the character to look like. A lot of times you can get ideas from online, from books, from magazines. A lot of cartoonists keep a thing that's called a morgue, and in your morgue you have examples of, like for this project, it's a Bigfoot for a flavored ice company. So if you had any pictures of Bigfoot or something, then you would use that. So what I do is I sketch out, and eventually I get to a more defined sketch. But the thing about having a light table is that you can sketch a leg, put your new sheet of paper over that, retrace over it so you don't have to redraw the whole thing. Then you flip your drawing over here, stick your new drawing paper back on there and you can draw the other leg. So simple things like that. You go up here, you find the head, you trace the head that you want onto the body, you start tightening up the lines. That's how I do it. A lot of people just do one sketch directly on one sheet of paper. I like to use two pieces because sometimes, you know, hands are usually the hardest thing to draw. So as I'm drawing the hand, I want to make sure I get it pretty good, you know, the way I want it before I go tearing up my other piece of paper. So you eventually get, so you have one sheet of paper, and I try to keep everything pretty clean. The cool thing about the light table is it hides a lot of the pencil smudges, eraser marks, and things like that. But I try to fine-tune my lines so it almost looks like a finished product, but it's really just a tight pencil sketch. But this is what I will scan into my scanner and open up in Photoshop and go from there. But that's probably as far as I want to go for video number one, just to get you started. So things that you probably need to remember: to begin a cartoon logo, you've got to start your business with a website. You've got to have the equipment, which is a drawing table, a light table, a computer, pencil, eraser, and anything to draw on. Once you have that, you can start sketching, and then you'll have the first thing that you want to show your client. So this is what I will show the client. As far as a cartoon logo, because they do require a lot more drawing, a lot more time. Normal logo, I might show 2 or 3 different ideas. With a cartoon logo, I personally normally only show one because I usually have a pretty good idea of what the client wants. If I don't, then I might do 2, and they might be a lot rougher than this. But normally what I try to do is show one cartoon logo in a almost finished state, and I'll scan this in, send it off to the client, and we'll go from there. So anyway, that is the end of the video number one, how to create a cartoon logo. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Shaggy Duck Studios, and I will be back soon with video number 2. Talk to you later. Bye.